All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to BizTalk, presented by the South Windsor Chamber of Commerce. Today's episode is sponsored by Crystal Financial Insurance Services, providing insurance and educational services to individuals, families, and businesses across Connecticut. To learn more, check out www.crystalfinancialinsurance.com. Hosting today's episode from the South Windsor Chamber of Commerce, I'm Vasanth Kainkaryam, along with James Babcock.
Hi.
So today we've got Liliana Serrano Rojas with us, who also sits on our board of directors, who'll be talking to us about city marketing. Welcome, Liliana.
Hi, Vasanth. Thank you for the invitation. So
Liliana, tell us a little bit more about your background and your business, and how did it land in South Windsor?
Okay, so first of all, I'm from Ecuador. I studied marketing and advertising a long time ago when it was just one career. Now you have like 20 different careers around marketing and advertising. In that moment, it was one. And once I get out of school, I start working first in a big corporate company that is Nestle. I worked there for a couple years. And after that, I get into marketing agency, which is for what you study marketing, right? So when I get into marketing agency, I found some things that were not like, I didn't really like it. Like, for example, you get your client, you prepare a campaign, you put the campaign out, and basically the marketing agency don't care if the campaign works or not. Once the client approved it and it was out, it was done and it was paid. So I thought in that time that is not how it's supposed to be. I think you should give a little bit a plus to that client because they are investing in marketing, which is a big investment for companies, and they need results. So I start to look for different options, and I found a company that was in that moment was the first in Ecuador that was trying to do that thing called city marketing. So I moved with them, I start working with them, and then I start studying a little bit more about city marketing and get like trained on that and knowing what it really is. So that is how I started. And then I worked for years. We will go into what is city marketing after, but I worked for them for like around 10, 15 years. I moved to Colombia. I worked in Colombia and I had my own marketing agency in Colombia. And then I went back to Ecuador and we decided to come to the States. So actually, originally we come to the States because my 3 kids are dancers. So that is completely out of marketing. And we decided to open a dance studio here in the United States. So we came and we were looking for a place between Brooklyn and Massachusetts. So we came to New York. We rent a car, we look for some places in Brooklyn, and then we were crossing Connecticut through Massachusetts. And I remember that we were at West Hartford having lunch. And my business partner told me like where we are. And I said like, don't worry, this is Connecticut. There's nothing here. We just need to go move forward. And he said like, no, but I like this place. And I said like, Connecticut even in my map, never. It's like, I didn't know anything about it. It didn't sound, it's like, Connecticut is not known as a touristic place, right? There's no big attractions, like you don't have Disney World here, it's not Empire State or anything. So he said like, let's investigate a little more about Connecticut. To make the long story short, we never get into Massachusetts and we decide to stay in Connecticut. So I opened the dance studio on Manchester and Main Street. It was a really, really great experience. But then the owner of the building sold the building and I put the things on the table and I said like, do I really want to be doing something that is not like my passion, it's not what I know? And then I decided to close the dance studio and start the marketing agency. And I was by that time a South Windsor resident. So I said the best place to start the marketing agency will be South Windsor, because this is a community that really was very welcoming to me. And I think it was a great place to start. So the long story short, that is how I landed in South Windsor.
And it is now ranked one of the best places in the country to live. So that's exciting.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
That's such an interesting story as to how you got to South Windsor. I mean, lunch in West Hartford turned into a lifelong, hopefully, South Windsor resident. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
As a marketing professional myself, I actually, when I heard city marketing, I did not know what it is. I had to look it up. I'm not sure I really understand it that well. Can you just tell us what that term means? Is that, something that's a class, a subject matter in school,
So
or is it?
yeah, actually right now there is some schools that have like kind of mayors or like a specific training in city marketing, but city marketing it initiates in Barcelona, and then Tokyo and New York are the other big cities that start working on that. But basically is a common strategy that has to be used to reach economic development for habitants, visitors, and business in town. So during the years, the city marketing like evolved and changed into every little town, district, city, or country needs to brand itself and sell and promote itself out of their normal marketing strategy. Why I said out of their normal marketing strategies, because like even the town or the city or the business, they are inside like this bubble thinking like, okay, I need this to promote, I need to promote my business. This is what I do. These are my goals. But they don't see around them. They don't see how to be stronger and to grow inside a community. Like, for example, why we don't do something with the other business surrounding, why we don't do something with the town as a team, because the thing is like you need to treat your town or your city like a brand. So everything has to connect, everything has to have like the same purpose, the same goals. That is something that you can clearly see in cities like New York. Like every little single business in New York has their New York brand, right? If you know, everybody loves New York. You have the I love New York in every single little piece of the city. But that is not just for big cities. Like, for example, what I found here, I think like every town or municipality or the government in Connecticut have their marketing plan. And I think they do very good things in marketing. But I don't think none of them is really looking about city marketing. This is a state that has not been branded. Like you don't know which is the Connecticut brand. You don't identify really a brand for Connecticut. If you listen and I tell you this like a foreigner, like you don't know what Connecticut has to offer. And if you don't come here, if you are from the outside and any other states or outside the country, there is nothing that pops up like this is Connecticut. That's why you have to go to Connecticut. And that is something that has to be done because this is a very rich state in a lot of different ways. Like if you like natural tourism, like bird watching, like hiking, there is so amazing trails, and economically you have like all the big insurance companies are here, so it can be really a very good place for business conventions. And there is Connecticut has a lot of strengths, like for example the security. There is the crime is not that high here. People can come, the visitors can come here and just travel easily with no crime, with no traffic. So there is a lot of strengths that are not really taken care as a team. And it's the same for the little towns.
Yeah.
So I
So
reach
how
here
do
the
small
town.
towns how do small towns participate? So small businesses participate rather. So let's say you're a small business in a town such as South Windsor, right? And or
Mhm.
even some of the neighboring towns. How do you participate in this city marketing movement? What does that mean and what does that look like for small businesses?
Okay, so first you need to know your town, right? Like a business, you need to know why people should come to this town. In the case of South Windsor, I find that most of the people come to town because of the schools. South Windsor is known because it has great schools. But I also find that a lot of people, once kids graduate from high school, move out of South Windsor to other towns. They have this idea that taxes are high. So if you have a business in town, you need to know which are the strengths of the town and work with that, and promote, and not work alone, work with other business, work with the town, work with the activities in town to make the town strong. Because if we grow like a community, everybody is going to get better value. More people will want to come here, more people will want to come and make and put a business here. And that is the way that you get out of your bubble and see what you have surrounding. Like, for example, when you are making your annual marketing plan, right? Don't just look for your goals. Look, okay, in town, what we have in town that is important this year, how can I get involved in that? So if there is the anniversary of the town is 175 years, what they are planning, how can I get involved with them? What is the school doing? And then you start growing your community and working and get it involved in the community, and you will see respond on that, and you will see how you can grow if you get involved to grow the community as a team.
So if you had, a progressive city, a municipality or anything 25 years ago who was doing a great job marketing this, was doing marketing themselves, say New York City, and then today that same, progressive city, what would be the difference in some of the things that they might be doing? I mean, is it, are they creating a website, that's, land here and, come move here, or what are companies, or sorry.
And actually, I will give you like a specific example of a work that we already like a team made, and it was in Ecuador. You have the capital city, and the capital of Ecuador is a very well-known city outside, and actually has a very good city marketing plan. It's one of the best historical centers in Latin America, so it has like a very strong image. But then you have Guayaquil, which is the port and is the economical capital of the city. But nobody knew Guayaquil because a long time ago, it was a city with a lot of crime, and the streets were bad. But then they took care of the city, but the city still wasn't known outside, right? So they decided to work in a city marketing plan for Guayaquil. So then we were like a group of 5 or 6 consultants that we went to work there and see, okay, first of all, we need to know what Guayaquil has to offer, right? We find out that they have 2 big convention centers that are awesome. The number of beds in the hotels that the city can offer also was very big. They have like a great amount of 5-star hotels. And then you have all these big highways, and then you have an international airport. So with that, we create a product. So why you need to come to Guayaquil? What Guayaquil has to offer to outside the country and to the rest of the country, and you create a product. Specifically, you create a product. You target or you manage your town, your district, your city as a product. So you need to know which are your strengths and why people should come here. And with that, create a brand that stays on your mind. So there is like some, Rio, for example, you have the carnival there, and you identify, no matter if you've never been there, but you identify that city because of something, right? That something is what you need to find, even if it is like a little town. It doesn't matter. You find that little thing that you have and you brand that. And James, you are marketing too, and branding is what sells, right? So if you brand your town and the town has like a very unique mark, you can sell that. But if it doesn't know, if it is just like a lot of different things, then it's very hard to sell because it's not all structured and not all put in once.
So what would you know? So I know both of you are in marketing and I'm not. So as a business owner in South Windsor, can you give us some ideas as to what would you say are some of the key things that you have found successful for business owners to think about when they want to market as they look at the city marketing concept for South Windsor particularly?
So as I told you before, I think South Windsor as a town needs to create and make their own brand strong. And that's the first step. And that is something that I have been talking to the former mayor, Dr. Anwar, and to the actual mayor. And I think little by little town is working on that, on creating that brand, but there's a lot of work to do. But for business in town, I think the best way is to start knowing where they are and how to get involved into these town activities and into the town priorities. I am working right now like with the people of the new hotel, the Kainkaryam hotel, for example. And they are doing a great job, like Ina is doing a great job, like getting involved in the town. For example, the hotel is not open, but he's always promoting in their social media, for example, other business, what they are doing well, knowing about the people, because that is another thing that is important. You need to know about the people, but who are behind the business, you know? Something that you're doing with 4 elements, Vasanth, like people know you are behind them, but in most of the business, you don't know who is behind the business. You see the sign, you know, but who is behind Giuseppina's bakery? You don't know. Which is the story behind that business? You don't know. Which is the person, why they like, how long they have been in town? You don't know. Who find the farmers market? So getting involved in that and putting that out in your business, make your business feel part of it. And people start identifying you like a part of the town, not just like a business that is over there. So when people start knowing what is behind that core business, so okay, like let's say Kim from the Max Challenge, right? You know the Max Challenge is a workout place, but she gets so involved in town that you know that behind that Max Challenge, you have Kim, who is a person that supports the food bank and supports the school gardening, and there is a lot of that grow her brand, because her brand is everywhere, because she has been supporting all these other activities in town. So it's very important to let people know who is behind the business. There is human beings, there is a story behind that nobody knows, and it's important to put it out.
That's great. So it's, you mentioned you are working with the mayor. Is that generally the people that you work with? You know, as who's responsible in a municipality for marketing their municipality?
You know, that is the hardest part, and I find that not just here in Southwestern. Actually, I met with a lot of people here in Connecticut, like in Hartford and Manchester, and the towns have their normal marketing plan because they need to have, right? But there's no town here that I found until now that really is thinking about branding their town or making a city marketing plan. That is something like really is something new here. I don't think Connecticut, the towns, the municipalities are paying attention and are just starting to find this a little bit interesting. So I think there is a long way to go, but there is the interest and there is the opening to try to make things different. And I think hopefully this pandemic and everything gets better and things can go back to where we were doing. But yeah, the thing is, like, you see that the towns in the case of South Windsor, they have their marketing plan where they need to tell their constituents what they are doing, what are the plans for this next coming year, what are the activities, but nothing else. They are not really trying to sell the town or to put the town out like a brand, and that is something that has to be done. There's a lot of work to do.
Yeah, yeah. So do you have, an ideal client profile? I mean, is there,
Okay, I have to say that first of all, we are a marketing agency, normal marketing agency, and I work in city marketing. But for me, the ideal business profile or client profile is any business that wants to do something different, that wants to go out of the normal marketing strategy and is open to put themselves in doing something different. It's very nice to see how can a business grow and get results doing these type of strategies that are not the common ones. So if you are an open-minded business, if you want to do something different of what is normally, that is the perfect profile business for me.
Excellent. So, Liliana, for our viewers and listeners today, if you had to give them 30 seconds worth of wisdom from your experience as a marketer and city marketer, what would that be?
What that will be like, I am very passionate in what I do. So I will put all I have in making your business go out. Like that is what makes my life worth it, right? Seeing that something that I plan like blooms. So believe me, if you want to work with me, you will get the results done.
And it sounds like, one of the things, a key message is don't be afraid to do something different. Don't be afraid to think out of the box and set yourself apart. And don't
don't
be
think
afraid
that
to
you
work.
cannot do it. It's like, you know what, Vasanth, like people think like there is things that, no, that is too expensive. So for example, you have a business and I say like, let's do a mobile application for your business. No, that's too expensive. You know how much it is? You know how expensive it is or how you can do it? Or let's do kind of an event, something a little bit of what happened like for the holidays party that we planned with Elaine. And I said, Elaine, let's put like live entertaining on the holiday party, like give people something to watch, not just come and have a drink and share each other, like something different. So if you are not afraid to do something different, that doesn't mean that it's going to be expensive. It's just take the risk and see the results.
Awesome. Very good. Well, Liliana, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Vasanth, for the invitation. Thank you, James.
Excellent.
Yeah, thank you. I learned a lot.
Likewise. And to all of our viewers and listeners, once again, thanks for joining us on today's episode of BizTalk, sponsored by the South Windsor Chamber of Commerce and Crystal Financial Insurance Services. Have a great day. And once again, to make an appointment with Crystal Financial, you can call the office now at 860-436-9522 or check out their website at www.crystalfinancialinsurance.com. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.